I think it just started. There was a countdown, but it only went for like a second.
You
Did you see
started
the
talking
count?
before. Yeah, but mine was at 3, 2, 1 as you were talking the first time.
Oh,
So
it was not like that on mine. It
yeah,
went
I don't know what
five and
happened.
it went five and then just went off. Whatever.
Um, yeah, no,
Hello.
mine went down to 1. Hello. Hello, everyone. Um, I'm just typing in random number generator. How have you been? What's been going on?
Well, tonight's been a bit of a shit storm. I guess I'll just
Yes, tell
start with
me.
this.
Yeah.
Um, for those that, I mean, I'll still explain, but for those that can see, I'm all, I had a little whoopsie tonight, so it's just been a long
Mm,
day. Been pretty tired. I put some food in the oven to cook tea, and
yeah.
was so tired that I just grabbed the oven tray out of the oven with no oven mitt and burnt
Rookie.
all my fingertips. So now I'm walking around with 5 band-aids on each hand.
Why do you have a band-aid on it? Shouldn't you leave it open?
No, because it was like when I was like washing my hands and that, soap was getting in it and that, so I just covered the tips of my fingers. Not the whole burn. Like the burn goes down my finger a little bit, but it was burning when I was getting shit in it and I was trying to eat and like it was all a thing. So I've just got them covered for now. Um but yeah, like so I did that earlier. So that's real great. Um
Yeah.
and it was all, when you go in for like the tray and you're just like, yep, all right. So I had all of my fingers and my thumb on top.
Yeah, right. It's not
Wasn't
the
not
greatest
ideal.
thing to do. No.
No. It's not like horrible, like, like it's just like surface burns, but it still hurt and it's all
Yeah.
of my fingers too, because I went full in.
Yeah.
I was
You're
convinced that I had an
in
oven
to
mitt.
win.
Mm,
Yeah.
but
In
oh
it to
well.
win it. Um, Burns are the worst. They hurt.
Yeah, they do. They hurt a lot. It's just because I like pressed down too because it was a whole thing and whatever. It
Mm.
is what it is.
Yeah. They're the worst. The worst burn I've ever had, I was making soup, um, and I was with my ex-wife, and she was like, "Hurry up! Why aren't you making it quick enough?" And then I put it into the blender to like smooth it because it was pumpkin soup,
Oh, and it went everywhere. Yikes! Ouch!
and the blender exploded all up my face and all up my arm,
Mm,
and I
mm,
had like burns like all there, and it was
mm.
like just agonizing.
Yeah, no.
But
I think the worst burn I've ever had is I spilt coffee or like hot coffee on myself, and I like I had the mug and I like gripped it, but as I like gone to drink it, I like lost grip of the mug and it went all down my like neck and it was piping hot coffee and it fucking hurt like crazy.
yeah, like the worst thing about mine was my ex-wife was yelling at me while I'm like trying, like screaming in pain. She's like, "You've made a mess. Who's gonna
Yeah.
clean this up?" And I was like, "Probably me, but let me just deal with this whole thing first."
Yeah, right. Ouch.
So, yeah,
Yeah, they hurt.
yeah.
They hurt.
Anyway, the question today, 229. What's our culture's most underrated food? This is a tricky question because I don't think our culture has a lot of foods.
No, I just think of like Vegemite and pies, meat pies. But that's not
Mm.
underrated. That's like perfectly acceptably rated.
Yeah, that's rated to a decent level, I would have thought.
Like, and then like there's other stuff, I guess, like, but again, it's all rated pretty well.
Lamingtons,
Yuck.
I love
I don't do
lamingtons,
I
but
I
I
don't
don't
do
even think
coconut.
they're Australian.
No, they're from New Zealand, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, but all the best things from New Zealand are claimed as Australian.
Yes, because New Zealand really doesn't actually exist.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, yeah, again, it's all stuff that I'm thinking of. I'm like, no, that's pretty. Everyone knows that's kind of great. I was even
Mm.
trying to think of like like fairy bread. Everyone knows Fairy Bread's pretty fucking rad.
Mm. What do
It's
you
all
think
perfectly
then?
rated.
What do you think the most underrated food culture is then? Like
Um,
Italian gets a big rap, so it can't be that.
it can't be
That's pretty
Chinese because
properly rated.
Chinese is rated well, Indians rated well.
And I think Chinese gets away with a lot. I think lots of people just associate Asian food with Chinese, whereas they could be eating Thai or Mongolian or something like that, but it just gets classed as Chinese. So I
You know,
think
you could
a
say that
lot of
about a lot
heavy,
of things, Ray, because a lot of people, especially in this country, just are like, it's Asian, therefore it's Chinese.
yeah,
In any,
correct.
and it's horrible. So I
Yeah,
guess so, but I don't know. There's not really too many cultures that are like properly like rated as like
I
their
love
things.
Latin
At least in
American
my
food. I love Latin food. So Mexican,
yeah, it's but that's all.
Cuban.
That's to me, it's not underrated because it's all perfectly rated. Everyone's like, "Yep, we know
I
what we
think
like."
Spanish. Spanish
Sure,
is the most underrated food culture out there. I love Spanish food.
sure, yeah,
But you
I
see,
guess.
I love Spanish food. It's probably one of my favorite cuisines, but I doubt you would know Spanish food, would you?
I don't know what is Spanish food.
Like tapas, paella,
Oh yeah,
lots
that's
of
not my
like,
favorite. But I mean, lots of people like them. I mean, just because I don't. But um, yeah, yeah, give it whatever. I'd miss it, but whatever.
mm, I mean, yeah. Trying to think of what happened over the weekend. I
I
had
had
a
nothing
fun
happen.
anecdote. We had kids all weekend, and it's your bestie's youngest birthday yesterday at time of
Oh,
recording. So we had a bit of a party on Saturday for him.
uh,
Had some people over. Um,
I'm sorry, but
then
that sounds
some.
awful.
It wasn't kids.
Oh well, that's all right then.
No, it was more like some of your besties' friends and stuff like that. My mum, her sister, that sort of
No, well,
thing.
that's all. That's all right then. I thought you meant it
Um,
was a bunch of children.
no, no. And then on Sunday, I had to take Rory to a birthday party, which was fine. It's like the same group of parents all the time now, so we're getting to know each other a little bit, which is really cool. And then all of our kids will be off to reception at the end of the year into the same class. So it'll be like probably like all things going well, touch wood, that they could go all the way to year 12 together at that school, which is cool.
Well,
And
yeah. I mean, it's good to have the same school the entire time and the same people around you.
but it also, I also like that fact because I've gotten to know the parents a little bit this year through all the parties that Rory's been invited to, and they're nice people to talk with. There's
Well,
no
that's
one I've
good
been
too.
like, oh God, that person's going to be there. It's like, yeah, cool. Such and such is going to be, have a chat, whatever. I'm a little bit bummed actually because this weekend he's got one of his little best mates' parties and I don't get to go because he's with his mum. So I don't get to take him because I really
Oh
enjoy
God.
this kid's parents' company. So I was like, oh well. But then I offered to my ex-wife. I was like, oh, I'll take him if you want. If if you got something on. She's like, why? I'm like, oh, I like his dad. He's a cool guy. No, I'll take him because she doesn't want me to be like chummy with the parents if she's not.
Oh God.
So yeah, but no, it's good. Going to, they went to a place called Inflatable Hub. So it was like a basketball gym where they just had like shit tons of bouncy castles, massive ones, like with slides and climbing bits, and one with the Wipeout, that TV show. It's got those big red balls that they jump along.
I think so.
Yeah, one with that. And yeah, kids were going feral in there. It was great.
All right.
Hmm. So one of the
Sick.
dads was like, why don't they make them eat all the cake and sugar before they go out there? Because now we've got to deal with the sugared up kids when we take them home. I'm like, probably because they don't want to clean vomit out of bouncy castles.
I'm saying they'll just vomit it up.
Yeah, exactly. So that was about the extent of my weekend, actually.
I don't even know what I did on the weekend, to be honest. I didn't do much.
Mm,
Trying to think of what I did. No, I really didn't do a lot. It was kind of a stay-at-home weekend, do nothing. Trying to think of what. Yeah, no, I didn't go. I was gonna go to the football, and then, yeah,
yeah.
what's the point? I'd just be depressed
Oh,
the
I'll
entire
tell you
time.
what.
So,
Speaking of football, I got attacked online this week because I was too positive with my views on the
oh
Crow checks
God,
on Monday night.
Jesus,
So this time last year we were
that
getting
doesn't
attacked
surprise me
online
to
because we
be.
were negative, but I got attacked online because I was positive. I was like,
You
I'm
can't
sorry.
win. You're either too much in the left or too much in the right field. There's no. I'm just. I Not that this is a football show, but I'm just completely in the middle of it all. Of just like, I don't fucking know. I just refuse to comment a lot on the internet because I'll get yelled at. So, whatever.
Yeah, my whole point was like everyone's like being disgusting to people online. Like you don't actually know. There's a reason why these people have the jobs and you don't. Like just calm down. Like let it be what it is. Yes, we can be frustrated, but far out. And then people are like, "Oh, you're just happy clappers." Like I, one guy was like, oh, "I'm a business developer for a US tech company. Are you saying I like work at Macca's?" I'm like, "No, that's not what I said. You're kind of proving my point though." And
Yeah. I don't understand.
I'm
People
just
just
like,
they look for one little bite of what you said, and it's like, no, he like, I don't understand it either. But I mean, whatever. Football's football. I
yeah,
watched. Did I watch it all? Yeah, I watched. I always watch it all, no matter what. So yeah, I just sat around, did that. Was gonna go to a friend's house, ended up canceling, which was fine. Um, yeah, that's basically about it. Really didn't do a lot. Don't really plan on doing a lot this weekend either because I'm just gonna be like, whatever. I'm just chilling at
well, it was
home,
Clash of the
saving.
Castle, so
Yeah, I did that Sunday.
yeah,
Um, yep. I just kind of am. I don't know. It's been nice and cold. It's been great.
mm,
I've just been trying to not spend any money, which is
yeah,
impossible at the moment because everything is, no matter what you do, it's expensive.
correct.
And
I
I'm sick of it.
yeah, I was looking at this weekend. Delta has a second last match in Adelaide this weekend. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I should go. But then I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go
Too
by myself.
expensive.
Yeah.
Too expensive. I haven't even been. I was the last time I went to Adelaide. I don't even remember because it's just expensive to put petrol in my car.
Yeah. I know, tell me about it.
So it's
But
just ridiculous. Like I'm so sick of it. Like I've just been trying to stay home to save money.
mm, yeah, it's like that at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah,
Thank
because
God
it's
that
like you got to budget out your money for food and all of that kind of stuff, and then it's like, well, if I go to this place, I have to spend money on this, and then I have to spend money on this, and it's like, oh my god, like um last week one of my friends was like, do you want to go out for lunch? And I was like, you know what, that sounds great. Then we went out for lunch and that, and I'm like, this was a lovely time, but fucking hell, it was like $35 just for lunch. And I'm just like, I don't have money to spend on this. Like,
hmm
I don't mean to be that person. Like, I don't want to miss out on everything. I mean, I'm not going to deprive myself completely of doing stuff, but like, good lord, like I cannot do this all the time because and I don't earn bad money. That's the horrible part about this is like, oh, you mustn't earn very much. It's like, no, I earn an acceptable amount of money. It's just everything is so expensive that you can't afford to it. You could earn heaps and heaps of money and I could still see why you don't have any. Like it's just
mm.
everything is just so hard to it's just living is just
I
hard. So
actually
yeah, I've
seen
just
a
been
thing
like, go
I
on.
seen a thing the other day that was like it is the hardest it's ever been to be a 30-year-old
Yeah.
in Australia because like everything like it used to be that house prices were 3 times your wage for a year basically, but now it's 8 to 10 times. It's like
Yeah.
you've paid more tax right now than what your parents did back when they were their age. And then all this other stuff comes into it. Like, yes, we're only paying 6% mortgage interest rates, whereas they used to pay 18%. But if you have a look at that, that's like not comparable either because it was 17% of 100,000 rather than 6% of 700,000.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's so I always get like so heated when some old person just says, "When I was your age, I owned my house." I'm like, "Yeah, because in 19 fucking 65 when you bought a house, it was about 15 grand and a packet of grapes." Like
yeah,
it's so
true.
fucking hard. Like I genuinely mean this when I say this. Unless I fucking strike gold, win the lotto, or like somehow earn a bunch of money really, really fast, I probably will never own my own home in my whole life. And I'm
Yeah,
not the only person that's like that. It used to be like a little bit more like, I feel that used to be a little bit more uncommon with people be like, I can't afford to, or like you just didn't work much. You know what I mean? Like, and you chose to
mm,
kind of have that life. But now you can work your ass off and you still cannot afford to own your own home. It's ridiculous. Um, because I know a lot of people that are my age or maybe a tad younger or maybe a tad older that are just like, I can't afford to have my own house. It's impossible.
no,
And I'm like, I get it. And I earn, I'm not saying I'm on like heaps and heaps and heaps, but I earn enough to, a livable wage, quote unquote, of what should be a livable wage. And it's just, yeah, it's not fun. I try to not think about it too much, but there's just some days where I'm just like looking around and I'm just like, gee, but even like going and doing just like a grocery shop, and you're just like, how the fuck did that make up to this much money? Because I
yeah,
haven't got that much in my basket.
yeah. Well, we get like, you know, a week and a half, 2 weeks worth
Mm,
of food for us and kids. It's pushing $350
mm,
most of the time.
mm.
Like
I used to
that's
be able
an
to do
exuberant
like,
amount.
let's say like 5, 6 years ago, I used to be able to do. Remember, this is just for me. Like, I would do a week's worth of shopping, and I could easily get that under $100. Like easily, like that's my week of food plus, all that was. I can't do that anymore. And for a person like that's on his own, like I'm doing a weekly shop and it's like $150, $160. That's a lot for me when I'm on one wage and it's for one person. Like that is a ridiculous amount of money for one human being. Like that
Mm,
is, and it's just going up and up and up and up. And then it's just, you know, not that I talk government or politics or anything like that. And this doesn't put me in any camp, but like, I just think this is a blanket statement. All politicians, they all get their pay rises and we have to pay it. So like, it's,
yeah,
it's fucking bullshit, I think.
yeah, definitely. Like I I don't earn terrible money. Like really, I'm pretty well like, but the price of everything is just ridiculous. Like your
The
bestie
price
and
of
I bought
life.
your bestie and I bought this place about 18 months ago ish, and since then our payments have gone up near on $600 a month. Like that's the difference between like living okay and like actually hanging on for dear life. You know what I mean?
I mean, not that it. Well, I mean, it's similar in theory, I guess. I pay rent, and I'm paying someone else's mortgage, and it's fucking expensive. You know what I mean? Like just week to week of doing that, it's like this is ridiculous. But then I pay rent every single week, but I can't get a home loan. You know what I mean? But it's like this is
Yeah.
so fucking bullshit. Like clearly,
But
you can see that I pay something every week.
even compared to rent though, like I always thought the same thing and I was always under the impression that like I'd never be able to buy a house. And I never really ever thought I would. But then your bestie's way better at this stuff than me. So we got into a position where we could. And people are like, oh, you're paying someone else's mortgage. if we were to rent our place out, there is no way that that would cover our mortgage. Like,
No, but in the sense of like when I first started renting 10 years ago, I could get a fairly nice rental for $200 a week. I cannot do that anymore. Like it's when you're thinking about it I understand what you're saying. Like I'm not paying someone else's mortgage. But that being said, when you're looking at rental payments and they're $450 to $500 to 600, 700, goes up, you're like, I have to pay this. I wish I could just own my own house, but then the bank tells me that I can't afford to own my own house, even though you can see clearly that I pay rent every single week, which would be the equivalent, in theory, of making payments on my own home. Like I would much rather be paying that amount of money on my mortgage than paying it on a house that I don't know if I'm going to have in 6 months because the fucking rental market is a joke. And
mm,
it's just, no matter what you do, you're burned either way because you're going to be
mhm.
paying this amount or you're going to be paying this amount, and it's for your home or for someone else's home. Doesn't really matter. But it's just, I just think it's a little ridiculous that I can pay X amount of, you can see throughout my whole life of being out of home, I have a perfect rental history, but then I can't afford to own the same amount of repayments for a mortgage, for a small
Yeah,
mortgage. Like it's actually kind of pathetic when you think about it. I just think, there should be some
yeah,
kind of system that goes, well, he can pay rent. Why can't he pay this for his home? You know what I mean? Like it's
mm,
silly. They're like, oh, but you got to save this much money for a house deposit. It's like, well, how can I save this much money for a house deposit when I'm paying rent to live?
yeah, yeah.
It's impossible.
I know it's all tough out there at the moment. I'm in the phase where I'm like looking for any way to like cut down on something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at trading in my car for something cheaper. I'm looking at, all the way. I'm still bloody paying off Perth. That shithole. It's
It,
just, yeah,
I've been looking even like little things of just like, I know it's like minuscule, but it adds up. But like even it's like, do I need this many subscription services? Do
yeah,
I need all
same.
these streaming services? I'm just like, okay, that'll save me $15 here a month of, just little things like that. It's like going and buying like, oh, can I there's some things that you just don't skimp out on, but like, oh, can I buy the off brand of this thing of food? Like, does it really make that much of a difference? Does it? Okay, blah, 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 blah. Um, I don't know. There's just some things that I'm trying to cut down on because I mean, I have a little bit of savings, but nothing to, it's like emergency money, but I would like to be able to have savings to one day to be able to go, I'd like to be able to travel. I'd like to be able to do this. I'd like to be able
Mhm.
to, or just, I just want to know that there's money in my account that's just there just in case. But there really isn't a lot of that at the moment because life is just too expensive.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's really like that. It's almost tax time though. Get something
Yeah,
back.
but my horrible brain, I've already spent it because I have to get my car serviced and it needs new tires.
Yeah, I've
So
we've got to get a new pool filter. That's
So
where ours is
it's like,
going.
oh, my tax money is going to be in my account and without it and out it in about a day.
Yeah, but
Sucks.
that's all right. It's just that part of life, I guess. I'm sure
Yeah.
in our parents' lifetime they got to their 30s ish and we're in the same sort of grinding mode. Because really, this is the time where it's like we're in our peak of working. We're in our peak of, well, for me, family life, as in kids and different stuff for them. It's not so much like life's not so much about like what I can do at the moment. It's like this is the peak time for me to work and earn as much as I can and just really get
Yeah.
into that grinding stage. So,
I'm in the zone of just like I'm trying to find the balance between like I want to live my life and have
mm,
fun because I don't have anyone depending on me. So I'm in the kind of
mm,
zone of just like, well, trying to look on the silver lining of things because some people look at it as like, I'm alone. Yes, I'm sure I've been in that state, but I'm also trying to be like, wait a minute, like that's a blessing to
mm,
be have no one to worry about but yourself. Like in theory, if I had money, I don't have any responsibility. I could get up and leave the country tomorrow if I wanted to, in theory. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
I don't have, oh, I got to worry about this. I got to worry about there's nothing depending on me. So,
Yeah.
um, I'm trying to get that balance of just being like, I need to live my life now, but also I don't have any fucking money. So what's the
Yeah.
catch 22 here with this one? Because it's fucking stupid. But
I guess
I don't know.
that's put me in the position of like now I can be like, okay, for the next, I don't know, let's call it a blanket 10. It's really about me just absolutely grinding as much as I can to get ahead. Because yes, I did some of the travel, I did some of the living life when I was a bit younger, before kids and everything like that. So I've got to do some of it. I mean, it really it didn't just scratch an itch for me. It just like made a bigger one because I wanted to do it more and more and more.
Mm.
But now I can be like, okay, I've done that. Now let's like knuckle down, worry about getting to this and getting the kids through whatever. Then, you know, by the time I'm 40, hopefully I'm in a position that we can go again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Try to build
I
up your besties that want to do it because she's never really had a want to travel. Whereas I'm
I don't
like,
really have
I
a.
want to see the world.
Uh,
I
I
think
do and
that
I don't. I don't know.
I think it just gives you such a like a perspective of like how other people live and like what we've got and what we don't have, and I think it just adds like
Travel has never really been, I don't know, at the forefront of my like want to do. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. And it's probably in the last couple of years maybe popped up a little bit more in my brain than it has previously. But yeah, travel's never really been one. I don't know. Yes and no, I guess. I don't know. It's not like I want to go everywhere. There's like one place I would really like to go, but other than that, I'm just kind of like, eh,
where is it?
if it happened. Canada.
You
It's the only place I
Canada, eh?
want to go. That's the only place I want to go, like
Yeah.
desperate, where I'm like, I would go there. Um, but other than that, yeah, I've never really been one to be like, I would love to go travel, but I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I
See,
don't
I
know.
just want to see all the things. Like there's a difference to me, like of smelling the smells and feeling the atmosphere of a place rather than just seeing it on the TV.
Mm,
Like
I don't
New
know.
York City is one of my favorite things to look at, but like there's a smell of New York City that just adds to the whole like experience of New York City. Like there's a
I'm so,
real smell.
America is fascinating, but I not lying when I say this, and everyone can judge how they want to. I don't want to go to America because I don't want to get shot, and that's an actual fear.
Yeah, but
Everyone has a
mate,
gun. It's
no, they don't.
terrifying. It's terrifying.
I There is nowhere in America where I felt unsafe. Actually,
You
that's a
and me
lie.
are
I went
not
on
the
the
same person, Nate.
there's one place where I felt unsafe. We were on the train in Los Angeles, and I was like, "This is a bit how you going." Um, but other than that, like I think
I
people
know I'm
probably
not
have
the only
guns, but
person. I'm not the only person that has this fear. I've talked to many people that have the exact same fear as I do. So
yeah,
I know I'm not. I know I'm not being stupid in thinking it. But that's
no,
just
I'm
how
not.
I feel about America. But that's not to say that I wouldn't go. It's just I would have to get over that hump. But again,
Yeah,
it's not like on my list of things that's like I must do this. It's just it's not like a bucket list item.
yeah. See, there's so many places that I'm like, the one at the moment that's getting me is like, I really want to go to Japan because I think that would be a cool place to go with kids. And like, I want to go to South America. I want to go to Cuba. I want to go to Mexico. there's so many places that I'm like, oh gosh, I'd love to go there. I'd love to see Machu Picchu in Peru. I'd love to. All of that like fascinates me.
Each their own, I guess. Do you? But yeah,
And
it's not my. I guess
going
there's.
somewhere where
I
no
I
one
don't want to
speaks.
necessarily like see seeing things in traveling is not really like. I guess there's things I'd like to do if I went to these places, but I don't know the actual scenery and the actual just going somewhere that is not fascinating to me.
Oh, you got to do stuff there. That's like
No, no,
that's
no.
the most
I
important part.
understand. No, I know what you mean. But what I'm saying is like Disneyland, for example. That fascinates me, but it's not because it's in Japan. It's just or wherever. It's just because I want to do that, but I would do that if it was in Adelaide. You know what I mean? Like I'm not
Mm.
the
Yeah.
travel itself and all of that kind of stuff does not like going and trying different foods and going and looking at different things and doing things just because it's nah. It's never
Oh,
been my
see,
like thing.
the
No,
food thing, the food around. Yeah,
nah.
that's the best thing. The food around the world. Disneyland is cool though. You'd love Disneyland.
Yeah,
Except
I would fucking love Disneyland.
except the thing that it's the lines you've got to wait for. They fucking
Yeah,
get you.
sure, but I guess it's a part of like the like I'd love to go to Disneyland, especially now because Disneyland have Star Wars stuff. And
Mm.
like my god, to experience that as Star Wars nerd that I am, I would love to just experience that. But I mean Disney in general, but because I love Disney as well, but like just to be able to go to Star Wars things and just like experience that, like that excites me. But again, it's
I've never been anywhere with the level of detail that is at Disneyland.
mm,
Like the amount of detail that is in Disneyland is like first class. It's actually outrageous. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. Like as soon as I went on my first trip, I was like, okay, now this has started. Like I need to do this more and more and more.
that would be the only thing that I would think would happen to me is that if I did travel and I did end up liking it, is I'd get that bug and then I'd be like, fuck, I don't have
Mm,
any money ever to do this and I want to do it. And like, um, yeah, I just, again, it's not bucket list stuff. Canada is bucket list stuff because I just want to experience a lot of that. But other than that, nah,
mm,
I don't really know
I
what's
don't
on my
know.
bucket list, but that isn't.
Yeah, I've never really had like the want to go to like a lot of Asia. I'd love to go to India. That would be cool, I think. But yeah, there's so much of the world that just I just want to see it all.
I'd like to
Not
see
so
more
much
of this
like,
country first, to be completely honest, before I go out of the country. I'd like to just explore more of this country, which I haven't done a lot of.
see,
Um,
I've been most everywhere in Australia. I haven't been to Canberra and I haven't been to Tasmania. It's the only places I haven't been in Australia.
yeah, I haven't
So,
done a lot of. I've seen a lot of like the big cities, but I haven't done. You know, I'd love to do like a road trip and just go somewhere, which I've never
mm,
really done. Um, but like you know, I've flown. You fly into a city and you're just like, cool, this is great, and then you're out of there. Like to actually
yeah,
explore places and like in this country at least.
mm,
I don't know, there's just certain things, but like again, of all the even traveling this country, I'm like I've seen the stuff that I want to see. So like I'd like to see more, but like if I was to die tomorrow, I'd be like, I've seen what I needed to see in this country.
yeah, right. I don't know. I've got so many places like New Zealand. Love that. I'd love to go there. Just, yeah, I don't know. So much more I want to
No.
see.
No. Sounds like a lot of
You,
plane rides and ugh.
yeah. Oh,
Ugh.
nothing like a 15-hour plane ride.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Um, you don't know how badly I want to get off of a plane, get a taxi to a hotel, and out the front there'd be a taco vendor on the side of the road, just selling tacos, street tacos in Mexico.
Sounds like a one-way trip to diarrhea. That's what it sounds like to
Like,
me.
we don't get chicken ones, get beef ones. Street food's the
Still,
best food.
no.
Yeah.
We are not. I'm not going to agree with you on this at all. No matter what you say, that sounds
Oh,
fucking awful to me.
oh, I mean, street food in like some back alley in like Thailand or something. That's a one-way ticket to a spitty bum. I'll give you that. But like, if you're talking a nice piece of street corn off of a Mexican street corn vendor in Los Angeles, you're talking good stuff.
Wow,
It's good.
wow. Not to me.
Yeah,
Not
apples
to
to
me.
oranges, I guess.
We're too different in this sense. I will not. Yeah, no, I'm not budging on that either. None
Oh,
of what you've just said to me in the last 15 minutes has appealed to me in the slightest, other than Disneyland.
Disneyland is cool.
Mm,
Oh, nice. Yeah, I fucking love Disneyland. And Universal Studios, that's cool.
yeah, no, I'd like to do all of that shit. Just like those things. Maybe like if I was, the enticement was to go to a bunch of just like theme parks and stuff like that. Cool, sure. But other than that, or if I was like traveling for something specifically, I guess. But nah,
Oh, I love it so
I,
much.
I, I know that there's plenty of people that are exactly the same as you. There's probably more of you than there is of me, but we're out there. There's a lot of people that just don't
Oh,
have that in them.
definitely. There's just nothing better. I don't know. I just, there's nothing like the anticipation, the build up, like planning what you're going to see, what you're going to do, but like also leaving a little bit open for exploration.
Uh, mm-mm.
Yeah, it's good.
Fly in, go to Disneyland, come home. Sounds great
Uh,
to me.
Disneyland is like you need like 2 or 3 days there
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I don't mean it in like the literal sense. I mean it. I'm just like, that's all I'm doing. Then I'm coming home.
because there's like two theme parks at Disneyland. There's
Okay.
like two sides to it. There's like two different parks. There's like the one with the castle, with like the princess castle. That's got one side of it, which has got like a whole bunch of stuff. I think there's like the Star Wars stuff's over there,
Mm,
and
I'd spend so
um,
much time. Star Wars
Pirates of the
stuff.
Caribbean, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Indiana
Have
Jones,
you?
maybe.
You don't spend a lot of time on TikTok, do you?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so do I. But I don't know if you've seen the videos going around of Mrs. Incredible at
We
Disneyland.
would definitely have we would definitely have a different
Oh,
algorithm on TikTok.
we would, our For You pages would be so different. But Mrs.
Yeah.
Mrs. Incredible is like she like fucks it up. Like she owns it. Like there'd be people filming her and they'll be like, yeah, and she's just like killing it, and she's just like walking around in her suit, like strutting her stuff. Like I'm pretty convinced that under that suit is a gay man. It's not a woman. But like no, because like she's owning it. But like, I see so many videos of so many people putting up, and that like she eats, like she's just like killing it. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty convinced it's not a woman under that suit, but I could be wrong.
But yes,
We
so one
would
side of
have very
Disneyland.
we would have very different For You pages, by the way. Well, my For You page just opened. We would have
What
our For You pages would be fucking different.
I get a lot of golf stuff,
No, I don't think
and
I'll see it now because you said golf videos, but I've never gotten a golf video in my entire life. I'm
I get
gonna open
heaps of golf,
TikTok, like I'm gonna force close it and open it. I'm gonna see what
heaps
opens
of
first.
recipes like cooking, and lots of
Oh,
like where to eat Adelaide.
okay. So have you ever heard of the lady? You won't be able to see this. Like people, have you ever heard of Mary who's trying to learn English? She's
No,
like, she's this woman, right? She's got like she's got like nearly 1 million subscribers. Her name's Mary, and she moved to the United States from Portugal. and she's
Mm.
trying to learn English, and she's so excited about learning the English language. Like, she's like, when she understands something completely, oh my God, you need to follow Mary. Oh, her journey is just, and she like gets people, so like she'll be like, I'm going to say a sentence, and I need people to correct me in the comments. And for the most part, like, you don't actually see any hate on this woman's page because she's just like the nicest woman in the world. But yeah, I'll get golf videos now because I've talked about it out loud and TikTok's open. You're gonna get Mary. Trust me, Mary Gomez is her name. She's
I
lovely. She's so excited.
I get golf
I get
videos,
cats. I get lots of cats.
cooking, restaurants in Adelaide. I get like wrestling content creators reacting to wrestling stuff.
Weirdly enough, I don't get a lot of wrestling on. It's probably the only place I don't get wrestling because I really don't post anything about wrestling on TikTok, and I don't follow a lot of accounts related to. It's like the one little cleanse I get. I do get a lot of cats being dicks.
What's the other
Gays.
ones I get?
Lulu. I
Yeah,
still get
I get
Lulu.
big dog. Yeah, that's
I'm
sort of
just
most of the stuff
scrolling
I get.
through of like, again, cats. A few dancing. I get a lot of like shirtless gym men. I wonder why.
I don't.
Oh, do you follow Cooper Cluckington, the rooster?
No.
I get so much Cooper Cluckington. Just this rooster that like gets like thrown by his owner, and he's just like in slow motion to different songs. It doesn't sound that appealing, but it's very funny.
We get different stuff.
Oh, I get a lot of The Sims. I don't know why. I don't really play The Sims, but I get a lot of The Sims. Oh, and then I get a lot of basement yard clips.
No,
You know,
we get different stuff.
you know, Joey. You would know them, I think, if you've seen them. Everyone knows them. Yeah, we get and Paramore. Lots
I
of
get like,
Paramore.
yeah, bit of like stand-up comedy, that sort of thing.
Oh my God, as you said that, a stand-up comedian just come up on mine. As you said, stand-up comedian. That's
I
fucking
get a bit of
wild.
that. Yeah, but yeah, I don't ever get any of that. But yeah,
I should do a
was
video,
not
or it would be a little
surprised.
bit concerning. But I should do a video or like a Twitch stream where I just have my phone connected and go through my For You page on TikTok. But I'd be a little bit concerned because I wouldn't know what would actually come up. And then you'd have to do the awkward thing of like, oh, that stuff never comes up on my For You page.
Yeah,
Ooh. But yeah, no, I
I'll
would like, that would be woo. Ooh, I don't know if I'd like to do that.
I'll do it one time. I don't care.
Or like
I
get a
get
heap of people and then like line them up and see how different the algorithms are. You
yeah,
know, just
I get like yeah, we could do like 5 of yours and 5 of mine, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, and it'd just be the biggest mash of different shit.
I'm sure there'd be some common ground that like everybody gets. I'm sure that's how
Mm.
algorithms work of like it's tailored to you, but then there's stuff that always just goes viral, so it always gets kind of
Yeah, I'm
pushed.
sure they introduce you to different stuff, and then like if
Yeah.
you watch that video, then they might show you another one. But if you just
Yeah,
skip
so
over it, you wouldn't get it anymore.
you watch me get golf videos now. When I go through on my bedtime TikTok scroll later, if I get a golf video, I'll screenshot it and be like, for fuck's sake, now I'm getting golf content on my
Well,
fucking For You page.
I freaking love golf content. I'm so invested in it at the moment.
No.
Yeah, Bryson DeChambeau, who just won the US Open. I love his stuff. Gaz from Geordie Shore has a golf channel.
Oh. I thought you were gonna say he's a
He's
pro
like,
golfer now. I was like, what the fuck?
no, he's a very, very good golfer. That's
Oh.
all he does now is golf.
Was Gaz I don't watch a lot of Geordie Shore, but was Gaz the one with the big willy?
The turnip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Charlotte
Yep.
used to call it the turnip. Yeah,
Yep. Know who you're talking about now. Yeah, okay.
yeah. Hey, I love his golf channel. There's a couple of good golf creators out there. and I
Okay.
just love it. I can't get enough of it.
Take your word for it.
One guy is like his whole he's like an autistic guy, and he says at the start of every video that his autistic superpower is being able to crush golf courses, and he's like a very good golfer. And he like explains in one video how like he used to get bullied a lot at school, and then he found golf, and it was like very like um calming for him because he was out by himself. There was no one there picking on him. There was like it was just him and the golf course sort of thing, and it's like a game against yourself. No one picks you last or whatever. And he he got really good at it, and now he makes these videos. His job in real life is to make golf like ads and stuff, but he has this little tick where he like just says stuff whenever he hits a good shot. And he'd be like, "Oh, is sex on the menu tonight?" And he's like, "Oh, he can't contain him." And it's really good fun. But yes, I get lots of golf stuff on there, and I love it. Every part of it.
Nah.
I get guys. There's one group of guys that I get all the time, and they like play mini golf. They have mini golf tournaments against each other, but they put like really dramatic music over the top and then commentate, and it's really fun.
Golf. Nothing appealing about golf. No. I like mini golf. Not watching it, playing it. That's golf, I guess.
We next time you come down here, we'll go to X Golf at West Lakes. I went there with me and your bestie went the other week with one of my mates and his girlfriend, and there's like a mini golf course in there, but then it's also a golf simulator. So we can do both, so we can get your mini golf out there, and then it'd be good content to get some golf simulator stuff up there.
What the fuck is a golf simulator?
So basically, you stand in this little cube sort of thing, and the ball comes up onto the thing, and you get a golf club, and you hit it into the wall or into the screen, and there's cameras above you seeing how you hit it, and one like behind you, and it gets like the trajectory and everything of what you hit, and it will play it up on the screen as if you're on the course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, right. I'd be fucking bad at golf, I think. Golf's just so slow. It's just like, oh my god. Like, fucking hell, I'll have a nap in between each one of these shots. It's like, it's your turn. 20 minutes later, it's your turn again. It's like, oh shit. Forgot we are still playing.
It's not
Fuck
really like that
that.
though.
It's so slow, though. It is so slow paced.
Is it?
I like things, yes, I like things moving at a nice speed. It's
There's
just like,
nothing.
hit the ball. Oh, let's walk to the next, or get on the fucking golf buggy and go to the next one. Whee!
Yeah,
No.
it's very relaxing. It's cathartic.
Oh god, that is like the opposite of relaxing to me. That sounds like a stressful fucking nightmare. I'd be like, my little ADHD brain is like, I have to have something to do in between here. Can I like color a picture or something in between these shots? Because like, then you have like multiple people and it's like par fucking one, and you're like, what the fuck? There's so many holes, and it's just you got to go to each thing, and you got to find the ball, and it's like, oh my god, sounds terrible. I think I played one golf game in my whole life. Not mini golf. I mean like normal, regular golf. No thanks. Mm-mm. Yeah,
I love
no.
it.
It's so like that stresses me out. That causes me so much anxiety of being like, I have to be here still for the next however long, and it's not even my turn again yet. Like I need to be doing something. That's why I like basketball or football or even to a certain degree tennis. Like no, it's just whatever. Golf is just so slow,
Mm.
isn't it, Giddy? That's right. Okay, cool. Take it on home. Giddy's
Mm.
here, so
All right, should we hit it on the way out? I've been going
Yep.
50. Apples to Oranges podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple. Leave us a review, hit 5 stars, give us a comment, follow us, share us around. A2O podcast on all your social medias. That's where you'll find us on your Twitter, your Instagram, and your TikToks. Go to Josh Robertson 00. That's on YouTube. That's where you'll find our video versions and all of Josh's other content. That's also his social media handle. I'm not going to say mine because I don't use it very often at all. So that one wasn't a great one, but that's all right.
Can you hear the cat purring? Is the mic picking it up? I don't think it is. She's purring like crazy. Holy crap. You old little lady. Yeah. I guess I do have a dependent. Giddy. I've got to find someone to watch my cat. You know, this is an actual, here's a thing to wrap us up. I have an agreement. I know this sounds weird, but I have a will. I've always been organized in the case that something happens. I don't really have a lot of shit, but like in my will, it says that my cat goes to my sister. That's a legally binding document. Is it not?
Gosh, I don't know. Is it signed and witnessed?
Yeah, it's official. Like that's a legally binding document. Because pets can be a part of it. Well, obviously, because it's all done. But like, so if I die tomorrow, legally, my sister has to take my cat. Here's your part. Here's like your brother's dead.
Like
you have to take his cat.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, for fuck's sake. He's dead now. I gotta take his cat. Is my dying wish that you take my cat. I don't think I have anything else really. I don't really have much stuff, but you know, someone's got to get it. I can't just die and then like my fucking cat's in the house by herself. Yeah. I'm sure someone would come to my house and like, do stuff, but legally binding document. So there you go. Eat that, Shaylee. Whatever. All right. Goodbye.
Juices, oozes.